the mic.
Holding the mic. Okay. God, we get cancelled for this.
Oh my gosh! Wait, I fixed it.
Yay, yeah, okay.
Hey guys, I'm Gracie,
And I'm Audrey.
and you're listening to Without a Shadow of a Doubt. If you lived in South Dakota between the mid-1990s and the early 2000s, the name Robert Leroy Anderson likely stirs memories of a horrific crime. Of
God! What happened? Anyway,
I was doing so well!
Anyway, we're keeping this in, by the way.
If you lived in South Dakota between mid-1990s and early 2000s, the name Robert Leroy Anderson likely stirs memories of horrific crimes that shocked the state.
Robert Leroy Anderson, known as the Duct Tape Killer, was an American murderer, rapist, and self-proclaimed serial killer who was sentenced to death in South Dakota for the murders of Larissa Demansky and Piper Streel? Sorry if I said your name wrong. In 1994 and 1996.
Anderson remained on death row for nearly 4 years before committing suicide by hanging in 2003. Many believe Anderson would have continued to kill more women had he not been caught.
In 2020, a book called Duct Tape Killer, the true story inside the sexual sadist and murderer Robert Leroy Anderson, was released, which revealed more information about Anderson's life and crime spree.
Okay, just a little thing about the reason why we chose Robert Leroy Anderson is that any of you guys who have read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and has read As Good as Dead, this is this is who the duct tape killer was based off of. This is the real life duct tape killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play, I guess. Right.
I did that to freak you out, by the way.
That didn't scare me. I have a little brother. Okay, let's start.
It made you look concerned. Anyway, Robert Leroy Anderson was born on December 4th, 1969, at Sioux Valley.
I can't even. Okay.
Restart.
Okay. Go just walk in. Come on. We have like 20 minutes to get this done.
Robert Leroy Anderson was born on December 4th, 1969, at
Sioux Valley Hospital.
At Sioux Valley Hospital in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The third son of Leland and Ruth Anderson.
Okay, so just so you know, we may make jokes or I will sound really stupid. I'm not making it to be mean or anything. Like, while Anderson was still a boy, the family moved to Groton. That sounds like Gremlin. Where Anderson's younger sister was born in 1976. The Anderson family returned to Sioux Falls when Anderson attended Hayward Elementary School. He later went to Washington High School. Washington Heights. Bro. Okay, anyway. Guys. Next up. Sound like a drug addict.
I just choked. Okay. In November 1986, Anderson moved to Kansas City, Missouri with a friend's family. He enrolled in school but dropped out when his friend also quit. He's a bit of a people pleaser. In 1987, he worked at an amusement park operating a roller coaster. Who would trust this man with the safety of children? I have no idea.
Okay, I went on a roller coaster in Universal Studios Beijing when I went to China the other week. That scared the shit out of me. Imagine having a serial killer Bro, I'd be dead. I went on that thing like 3 times and they had security things you had to walk through.
Something to
Note.
note is he's not technically a serial killer, but he is a serial rapist.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's all like Mr. Cruel. Oh, understood.
No, because Mr. Cruel would be considered a serial killer
No,
because
he killed one person.
no, he. Oh yeah.
I'll cut that, don't worry.
Okay.
One day while at work, two trains on the ride collided. Fuck me. Sending 8 people to... 6, 7, sorry. Sending 8 people to hospital. Anderson was later cleared of any wrongdoing in the summer of 1987. Anderson returned to South Dakota to live with his aunt and sister. He attended school but dropped out once again and went and worked at a restaurant. Now we're trusting him with my food. Girl, KFC don't want you.
Yeah, this guy, he drops out of school a lot. Okay.
Not throwing shade at Grace, it's not her.
Yeah, cause no offense, but
What are you doing to my laptop? Bestie. Girl. No!
Oh no, Cleo! The condensation!
Sorry. If we're traumatizing you, good for you. Getting traumatized by 2 pretty women, not fucking serial pedophiles. No. What's that song with Johnny Depp sings?
Are you done?
Coming out there.
Are you
Yes,
done?
I'm done.
Okay.
That's what she
In
said.
February.
So unserious. I'm so sorry. To anyone listening to this, your ears have been penetrated.
Ow!
Girl, stop hitting your head on the wall.
I didn't mean to. Okay. In February 1989, at the age of 19. Okay.
I just read that. Sorry.
In February 1989, at the age of 19, Anderson married 17-year-old Elizabeth Ann Nielsen,
Pedophilia!
a high school senior he had met through a friend. The couple later divorced shortly after the birth of their first child in 1990. In September 1991, Anderson had a second child with a co-worker named Elaine Edna Gardner, whom he had been dating.
Okay, first of all, some of the jokes I'll make will be funnier if you could actually see the video, but we're not recording this because pedophilia. Also,
Stop!
Also, my laptop camera is shit. In December 1992, Anderson married Gardner. Why is her name Gardner? Like, bro,
Elaine Edna Gardner.
you make her sound so fancy.
It's her full name!
Anyway, in December 1992, Anderson marries Gardner. The couple had another child in January 1994. The third and final child in April 1995. In total, Anderson fathered 4 children, 3 sons and 1 daughter.
On August 27, 1994, 29-year-old Larissa Demansky, a Ukrainian immigrant living in Sioux Falls, disappeared after working a late-night shift at John Morrell and Company meatpacking plant.
Is that where I go get my meat trays from for the pub raffle? Sorry. If you're an Aussie, you know what a meat tray is.
I don't.
Uncultured swine. Respectfully.
Excuse me. Who found this out for you?
You. Because I was away and couldn't access Google. Her husband Bill waited for her to get at home and realized she had not returned. She was mad. Oh, that makes sense actually. No, she's 29. She had not returned. As he was getting ready for work, he then began searching for her. Oh, that's a good husband. I want a husband like that.
Couple goals.
Real. Hashtag not
Be
Johnny
like
Depp.
Bill.
Hashtag be like Bill.
Oh my god, we should make t-shirts that say hashtag be like Bill.
I should put my water bottle. No.
We need, okay. Guys, if you are listening,
Welcome to the set.
merch idea, hashtag be like Bill stickers.
Okay, that probably really hurt your ears just then because I just touched the mic. But because this isn't being filmed, we're filming this in a music studio with a $15 Kmart, not Kmart, Office Works. I'm a lot more
Please watch us. We are broke as hell.
I need money. I'm $300 in debt to my parents because of China. But the mic is currently attached to a
Water
water bottle that we are holding because we are broke. But let's get back to this. He began searching for her. He found her car parked outside the meat packaging plant with a few flat tires and the keys hanging in the door. The door. He then called the police.
You're being way too calm about this. Police initially were suspicious of Bill.
Hashtag be like Bill.
Uh,
That was probably a really inappropriate time to say that.
Police initially were suspicious of Bill, accusing him of having an argument with his wife and causing her to run off. Which, like, I understand the whole, like, it's always the boyfriend, it's always the husband trope. But, like, come on. Bill went looking for her.
Yeah, go.
No. Police then returned their attention to another suspect, a co-worker of Larissa's, who was in prison and on work release.
How the fuck does that work?
I don't
Anyway,
know.
I've got to find a beeping sound because I feel like we're going to get cancelled on YouTube. Just beep! We're going to break someone's eardrums. And that poor elderly, that 50-year-old woman or whoever it is I saw on the Spotify analytics.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, there's like a million 50-year-olds listening to this. Wait, not really. There's like 13 of them. Anyway, we're going to stop. The man claimed he had looked for her on the night of August 27th. Wait, wasn't that the day Sabrina Carpenter's album? No, I'm not going into that. But had been unable to find her. As a result, he hitched a ride with another co-worker back to the prison. Wait, so this man was living in prison but was able to leave for work?
No, okay, so, this, I think, what happened was this guy was in prison, and then he's on work release,
Like
which,
parole.
yeah.
Where he was recorded checking back in, providing him with a clean alibi. Authorities continued to search for clues, but after finding nothing, Larissa's case went cold.
On the morning of July 26, 1996, a man who would later be identified as Robert, yup. Robert. I was gonna say Robert Leroy. Later, a man who would later be identified as Robert Leroy Anderson stopped at the residence of Vance and Piper Strail in Canastota. Anderson expressed an interest in Bible camp. You are truly not a man of God. Just saying. In Anderson expressed an interest in a Bible camp the couple ran and wrote his name and address on a piece of paper, which he gave to them.
I wonder where else he would have written it in 1996. On his iPad 17 Pro Max. Sorry.
Well, you never know. He could have written it on his computer because they had computers.
The big hunking ones that they could have.
Shut up! It counts.
Sorry, this is a day in the life of being me.
Oh, also they had phones.
The ones where you had to individually press every number and to go like for A, like B. I'm so sorry. She keeps choking. Because I'm just that pretty. No, it's because she's drinking iced tea and I'm being too funny. On July 29, Anderson returned and abducted 28-year-old Piper Strail in front of her 2 young children.
Okay, you just spat on me.
Sorry, that was rice. Her 2 young children. According to one of the children, a mean man
Yeah.
had entered the house, threatened the family with a gun. Go kill yourself. Actually, no, he's already done that. He drove a black vehicle with black wheels. Before she was kidnapped by Anderson, Piper told the children to run and hide. Later that day, Piper's husband Vance went to pick the children up from daycare. Sorry, I just burped. Only to discover they had never arrived. Oh my god, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, little baby.
Apologies for the saxophone in the background. Meanwhile, one of Piper's co-workers called the police when she failed to show up for work. Police arrived at the Streels' residence and found signs of struggle, with the house in disarray. Piper's children were located alone but unharmed, and her purse was found emptied on the floor.
Okay, so first of all, thank fuck the children weren't harmed.
Yeah.
Because I going.
Hey, I just want to say, he may be a serial rapist and a murderer, but at least he's not a pedophile.
He probably was.
Shut up.
Okay. My mother makes me munch my mini M&Ms on Monday morning. Sorry.
Only quiet kids know that.
I know. Anderson steadfastly claimed he wasn't involved. By refusing to take a polygraph test, of course he did, this little fucker. He admitted to stopping by the house the previous Friday to ask about the camp, but denied having any clue as to where Piper Streel's whereabouts.
Yet when the police started to question why neighbors had seen him in the area the previous day, Anderson's story started to crumble. He admitted to stopping at the house again to ask to use their archery range, but then left without getting out of his vehicle under the assumption no one was home, because he didn't see any vehicles in the driveway.
Except officers informed him there was actually a vehicle there stuck on that bitch. So that's not what the officer said. That's me making a story up. Anderson backtracked, agreeing with the officer incorrectly. Anderson backtracked, agreeing with the officer and correcting himself. By stating he left without getting out.
According to South Dakota Supreme Court documents, Anderson told officers he'd heard about Piper Streel's disappearance, and the media reported that there were children alone at the Streel home, but he hadn't seen any children at the home. God damn it. Oh, wait, hang on. Technically, would that be true?
Yeah, because she told him to go run and hide. Oh. No, but it might not have been because she might have told him to go run and hide.
Oh, wait, no,
while he was
sorry,
there.
I forgot. I wrote this all out, and so I sometimes forget what I write.
Real. Anderson then contradicted himself. Of course you did, motherfucker. State he's literally a motherfucker. Stating when he knocked on the door, he heard no answer. He told police, I heard the kid say something, but that's all I heard. You know, I mean, nobody answered, bro. Go fuck yourself.
He can't. He has the dead bodies of people's mothers to do that.
That's never real.
I know.
It's your turn.
Yeah, I'm just getting rice off my shoe.
Oh, girl, stop complaining. It's rice. It'll come up in the washing machine. Sorry.
Who puts their shoes in the washing machine?
Me when you need to clean. Controversial. Don't cancel me, TikTok. We should cancel that. No, bro, now you're rubbing your bruises on my legs. I get they're nice. But like,
What the fuck? Okay.
I'll do mine, by the way.
Authorities issued a warrant for his arrest soon after his interview ended. The police were actually smart this time.
A team searched. He lived in a trailer. Did he live in a? Okay.
No, I think he had a house.
Oh, I hope he had a house. Let's just say, if you lived in a trailer with 3 kids, I would be suspicious of you. Sorry, that's more.
Can you stop dropping food on me?
Sorry, it went under you, not on you.
It touched me.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. A team searched his trailer and found blood-stained and semi-soaked jeans.
That's not what that says. Read it properly.
Oh, semen-soaked jeans. Sorry, guys. I took it the less sexual way, and then Gracie told me to change it.
Yeah, because what less sexual way is there?
I don't know.
We share facts and we have no filter. That's the whole point.
That should be on your catchphrase.
We
Share
share
facts and have no filter.
More sticker ideas.
Yes, literally. Merch hates to see us coming, and no one will buy us. So who gives a crap? That's literally a toilet paper brand.
No, we're just gonna walk out in the streets and we're gonna see like a granny wearing a without a shadow of a doubt hoodie.
That would be crazy.
Oh my god.
2 keys to handcuffs were found in a pocket. You don't need to say that every time. A pocket knife with shirt-like material still stuck to it, as well as a can of black water-soluble spray paint. Blah blah blah. I don't drink blood. Blah blah blah. Oh, there's a person there.
Investigators searched his blue Ford Bronco, peeling back carpet to reveal plywood platform with holes drilled into it for ankle and wrist restraints. They found a toolbox filled with torture devices and duct tape, a dirt-covered shovel, dog hairs matching the Streel's family pet, traces of black water-based paint, and a pair of human hairs on the floor in the back of the vehicle, which would later be confirmed to be a DNA match to Piper Streel.
Shayna and Vance Streel were called to identify the man they had seen in a lineup separately, but both identified that it was in fact Anderson, who stopped by the house and abducted Shayna's mother. Oh, so those two were her kids. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anderson was arrested on August 2nd, 1996 on 2 counts of kidnapping.
Despite extensive research efforts along the Big Sioux River, all that was found was Piper's. Are you missing some of them there? All that was found of Piper Streel's. Fuck me! All that was found of Piper Streel was 2 halves of her shirt, found in separate locations. Sorry, I had to emphasize the separate.
Well, yeah, never go to a second location.
Literally. A clump of duct tape with more of Streel's hair attached to it, as well as a rope, chains, high bolts, a vibrator, half-burned candle, which was assumed by investigators these items had been used to torture Streel.
Piper Streel's body was never recovered.
That's sad as shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
But, like, okay, would you rather have the body recovered or would you rather have the killer caught?
Fair point. But wouldn't he be able to tell you where the fucking body is if you caught him?
He's too
Dead. Robert Leroy Anderson was found guilty of kidnapping Piper Streel 2 months later. He was sentenced to life in prison by a state circuit judge. He was sentenced to life in prison by State Circuit Judge Boyd McMurtry. Is that right?
I don't know. I think so.
Anderson complained to the court, claiming he was innocent and a victim of vindictive prosecution. Fuck yourself, man.
Can't do that. He's dead.
Literally.
Eventually, another woman came forward.
Amy Anderson, unrelated to Robert Anderson, told the police she had been nearly kidnapped in 1994 while driving over wheel poppers made by Robert Anderson and an accomplice. Oh, fuck me.
As she was trying to get her spare tire, Anderson jumped from the bushes and grabbed her. He had started to carry her off to a wooded area, but as she was trying to get her spare tire, Anderson jumped from the bushes and grabbed her. He started to carry her off to a wooded area, but Amy Anderson was able to break free, running back to the road and flagging down a car who stopped to pick her up. Never hitchhike, children and grown-ups. Do not do it. It's a very bad idea. It is a great way to get murdered.
Amy Anderson would have been his first victim had she not thwarted his plans. Ha!
Anderson never stood trial for the attempted kidnapping of Amy Anderson, as he was already facing charges for the disappearance of Piper Streel, but Amy Anderson was one of the ones who testified against him.
Shortly after Anderson's conviction, Glenn Marcus Walker, a childhood friend of Robert Leroy Anderson's, confessed to being an accomplice to the attempted kidnapping of Amy Anderson and being an accomplice to Larissa Dumschnacky's kidnapping. Oh shit, Demansky. Give us a sec.
We are warming up our vocals.
Yeah.
What was that?
This is day 2, by the way. We didn't have enough time. Being an accomplice to Larissa Demansky's kidnapping.
Walker informed police that on August 26, 1994, Anderson approached Larissa Demansky in the parking lot where of John Morrill and Co. He held her at a knife point and ordered her to get into his vehicle.
Walker said they drove down to her Lake Vermilion. Take 2, people. Walker said they drove her to Lake Vermilion. When they arrived, Anderson tortured Larissa Demansky and raped her several times, eventually suffocating and killing her.
Walker claimed he only watched, which, like, I'm sorry, you. What's that way of talking quietly?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
If you only watched, like, that's still, like, freaky as hell.
Yeah, you pedophile.
Pervert. Anyway, Walker claimed he only watched and confessed to helping Anderson methodically plan and carry out Larissa Demansky's kidnapping, but remained adamant on his innocence regarding her rape and murder. This is not innocent. This is still. Oh gosh.
On May 29th, 19... I even got the date wrong. What is wrong with me today? On May 20th, 1997, nearly 3... On May 20th...
Do not take that out of context.
On May 20th, 1997, nearly 3 years after Demansky's disappearance, Walker led investigators to her shallow grave on Lake Vermilion, where they found partial remains that matched her DNA.
Anderson's prison cellmate, Jeremy Brunner, contacted the Attorney General's office with information regarding Anderson's crimes.
Yeah. Brunner explained that Anderson bragged about his crimes in detail. Fuck you, man. Anyway.
Serial killers are proud people.
Too proud. Like Republicans. Especially about the murders of Piper Streel and Larissa Demansky.
Anderson had told Brunner the precise location of where he hid his trophies of his victims. In the basement between the ceiling and the walls of his mother's house, he'd also confided in Brunner that he had moved half of Larissa Demansky's body, keeping a few of her bones as a prize, and skull to prevent investigators from identifying her.
Little shit, go kill yourself.
I can't sing that.
I know, you just fucked around with the mic though.
Okay, someone's in a bit of a mood.
Brunner claimed... Wait. Oh, yeah, we are there. Sorry, guys. Brunner claimed that Anderson bragged about raping and strangling Piper Streel before disposing of her body into the Big Sioux River.
Do you have something you want to say? You look like you want to say something. Brunner said the reason so many people saw Anderson the day of her disappearance was because he went back to the house after disposing of Streel to retrieve his watch and Nathan's tent. Dumb ass. What? You
should make a song.
Dumb. Dumb. Well, what? there will be an introduction in the making apparently now. I just why would you go back to the house after just oh my gosh. This is the reason that he got arrested.
Literally. After he drunk.
Thank you.
Literally. After he'd washed the black paint off his vehicle, Anderson drove his now blue Ford Bronco back to the house because he had realized his watch had fallen off in the struggle with drill.
And he had fired his 9mm gun and shot a hole through the tent. Is that okay? Anderson even confessed to Brunner that he considered himself a serial killer. Ha! He is a serial killer.
Serial killer's 3 people, he's only done 2.
Shut up! If he wants to be a serial killer, he can be a serial. Don't shut down his dreams.
What do you do to me every day?
Yeah, but you didn't kill someone. You want to be Sebastian Stan's wife.
We're keeping that in, by the way. Authorities later recovered the items from Anderson's mother's home following Brunner's instructions, and the items were identified as belonging to Striel and Demansky, including bones, jewelry, and clothing.
This provided the missing link the police had been looking for to nail Anderson with the murders of both women.
On April 6th, On April 6, 1999, a jury of 8 men and 8 women found Anderson guilty of 4 counts: the rape and murder of Piper Striel and the kidnapping and murder of Larissa Demansky. 3 days later, Anderson was sentenced to death by lethal injection.
On March 30th, 2003, Anderson would not live to carry out his death sentence. Instead, he was found in an isolation cell after committing suicide.
I can't laugh, I'm going to shut that out. Anderson was in the process of appealing his conviction when he had lost his father a few days prior to his suicide by gunshot. It's theorized that he knew he was going to lose the appeal.
What? A serial killer who has multiple evidence against him and a bunch of people saw him enter the house was gonna lose the appeal?
Crazy. The sarcasm's getting different.
Reactions to his suicide were grimly positive.
Party in the USA. Sorry.
Well, not really, because 2 people died.
But he's dead now.
3 people died.
Vance Striel said, "This is what we were after anyway. It just saves some time and effort." Iconic.
This is, I think, Larissa. No.
Yeah, Larissa's husband.
No.
No, son.
Piper Striel. I think Vance Striel is
Bill.
the husband. Oh no.
Bill was
Be like of Larissa. Yes. Be like Bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put hashtag be like Bill on the thing.
Prosecutor Roger Gerlach. Is that right? Gerlach?
Yeah.
Garlic.
Gerlach.
Galactus.
Galacticus Prime. Or Johnny Storm falling for an inanimate object.
Gerlach said there's a lot of women who will sleep. Oh, wait. Professor Roger Gerlach said there's a lot of women who will sleep better knowing this guy is deceased, which, like, true.
Wow.
But, like, I feel like I would feel better if it wasn't on his account. Yeah. Just saying.
Glenn Walker was given 30 years in state penitentiary.
Glenn Walker was given 30 years in state penitentiary
after being charged with the attempted kidnapping, accessory to kidnapping, and first-degree murder, with conspiracy to kidnap Demansky, who was released in 2016 on good behavior. He probably bent over in the shower to pick up his soap.
For those watching on YouTube, we're going to show some photos. For those listening, we're gonna read out something now. Okay.
Order dismissing appeal number 2102 and 21030. The court, having received proof that the defendant committed suicide on March 30th, 2003, while incarcerated in the South Dakota Penitentiary. If I'm saying that wrong, don't judge me. I'm too tired for this. While awaiting the outcome of his appeal. Whereas the issuance of the decision in his appeal was delayed by request of the defendant so that the court could consider his additional arguments based on new authority, and whereas the decision in this matter would have been handed down to the defendant's death, and no matter what had been delayed by his request. And whereas defendant elected to take his own life before the issuance of the decision in this case, and one ought not to be able to erase criminal conviction through suicide, and whereas the crux of the defendant appellate, these are big words for me, argument challenged the procedure and law pertaining to his death penalty sentence, which issues are now moot, and regardless of the death penalty question, this court would have affirmed defendant's criminal convictions. Now, therefore, in these circumstances, the court, in the exercise of its decision hereby, orders the appeal in this case to be hereby dismissed. Hell yeah. But defendant's judgment and conviction of kidnapping and murder of Larissa Demancey and the rape and murder of Piper Steele shall neither be vacated nor abated. Dated at Pierre, South Dakota, on the 30th day of March 2003. This is a screenshot of Robert Leroy Anderson's appeal, which can be found on the website State of South Dakota v. Robert Leroy Anderson 2003 SD 675.
Okay. Just a reminder that any and all links will be put in the description. Anyway, for those watching on YouTube, this is a photo of the victim's jewelry, which was taken in as an evidence. And can
his Ford Bronco, his car.
These are some photos of the duct tape that Anderson used. Photo 2 and 3 seem to have some hair remnants still on them, whereas the other photos are just rolls. But like, why would he keep the duct tape with the hair on it? That's just like...
Okay, everyone. Thanks for listening to Without a Shadow of a Doubt. Make sure to follow us on all platforms.
And remember, if you found any of these topics triggering, please contact one of the following numbers and websites listed. Kids Helpline at 1-800-555-1800. Suicide Callback Service at 1-300-659-467. Or Lifeline at 13 11 14 and www.lifeline.org.au external link, a crisis supports and suicide prevention service for all Australians. For those Americans, I'm sorry.
11.1% that we've got.
Sorry.
Listen to it on his Android. On their Android, sorry. Stay safe and remember to tell your friends and your friends' friends and your friend's dog and that one uncle that's a little bit weird at every family gathering. You know the one.
Thank you for listening to Without a Shadow of a Doubt. Bye.
Bye.